I think that was right. Looks like it was right. Like I was saying, hello and good evening. We are going to be painting more Warhammer minis tonight. I just don't know what I want to paint yet. I do know I want to clear some crud out of this paint pot lid so the stupid thing will close properly. So annoying. Let's get some crud out of here. Making a mess. Always. Anyway. Still didn't close right. Okay, so on my last stream, if you folks were here and watching, I finished up my last two initiates from my combat patrol for my Black Templar Crusader squad. So now I'm trying to figure out what I should go ahead and paint next. I have options, but I'm currently, waiting on some folks to pop in, get some viewers, and kind of ask them, what should I start painting next now that I've finished the Crusader squad. So, trying to get that figured out, because I said I've got a few different options. Let me clear some space here. Let's see here. So, one of the options that I have is Chaplain Grimaldus and Retinue that I have, that I could paint. On top of that, I've got High Marshal Helbrecht. I have an Emperor's Champion. I have a unit of Sword Brethren. And then a Brutalis Dreadnought. And I have no idea what I should start painting next. And then on top of all of those, I still have a bunch of intercessors from the combat patrol to paint. So any direction, any ideas on like what I should paint next out of my pile of gray would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I'm trying to figure that out. Grab my drink. Have to stay hydrated while streaming. I said I'm gonna give this some time. I'm curious. Let's see here. What is that? Got crud on my desk. Let's see live chat. What does this do? So I'm trying to figure out what some of this stuff is. Nope. Is there a way to start a poll? Being able to start a poll would be very nice on TikTok or Twitch or YouTube. I think I can on like YouTube, but nobody watches me over there. I don't know about Twitch though. Like I said, trying to figure out what to work on next. See, oh, poll and gift vote. What does this do? Sorry, I'm messing with stuff. Clicking that button doesn't do anything. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I'm trying to figure out, what what minis I should start working on next. Whether I should stick with the combat patrol, start painting my intercessors, or start working on, something else that I have in my pile of gray ready to be painted. So I've got this Brutalis Dreadnought, I've got a unit of Sword Brethren, I've got Emperor's Champion and High Marshal Helbrecht, or I have Grimaldus and Retinue. So what do you guys think? What should I start working on next? Keep going with the combat patrol or start something new? As I bump my desk and jiggle my camera. Thoughts, opinions, ideas? I mean, I'm just going to keep cycling back and forth through these. So, got Grimaldus, the High Marshal, Emperor's Champion, Sword Brothers, Brutalis Dreadnought, or some intercessors. Do you want to watch me paint, or you want to watch me start putting something together? I suppose if I'm going to put something together, I need to find my tools, because that would be helpful. But yeah, I just can't decide what to do next. Let's see here. Got that. Need this. Getting the tools out. Any thoughts? Any ideas? Said I've got plenty of stuff to paint and put together. I also have various minis of the month. Speaking of mini of the month, the new mini of the month for April, which should be available Saturday morning, hopefully, is I believe, a Deathcore Krieg Engineer. I really want to go get that because that thing looked cool when I saw it on the website. But yeah, like I said, we're trying to figure out what to work on next. So, any thoughts, opinions, feedback, ideas? I suppose I could go over to Discord and ask some other folks. No ideas, nothing. Y'all can't help me out. I guess I didn't look at the other screen because I've got dual. What is it? I don't know. Dual layout. So vertical, horizontal. So I kind of got to slide these back and forth so you guys can see what the options are. But yeah, just trying to figure out what I want to work on. There's plenty of options. So I said we can keep on with what we were working on, finish up the combat patrol. I've got, was it 5 intercessors to paint, or do I start on something new? Help me out, folks. Also, let me change the order of some of these things, because I really, excuse me, really can't decide what I want to work on next. Because getting through the Crusader squad, I mean, I had a lot of fun. But, now I want to try and, I don't know what to work on next. bits and scraps of stuff on my desk. Suppose I should move this closer over here. Anyway, welcome in. Trying to figure out what Warhammer minis I should start working on next. I'm gonna keep showing folks what my options are. So I'm working on a Black Templar army. I've got Grimaldus here. Trying to figure out if I should start on him. I've got a Brutalis Dreadnought. I've got a unit of Sword Brothers. I've got the Emperor's Champion. And I've got High Marshal Helbrecht. And I can't decide what I want to do next. So any ideas would be greatly appreciated. I also, on top of that, I've got a bunch of intercessors that I still need to paint from the combat patrol. Yeah, we're just trying to relax and figure out what to paint next. Like I said, I've got options. Just, trying to get a few viewers in here to, get some feedback. Or I'm going to go ask random nerds on Discord. Just like I said, can't decide. See, that's what happens. I get, quiet for a couple of seconds. People hop in and instantly leave. Because I just, like I said, got all sorts of different stuff to paint, and I'm stuck on what to do next. And of course, I can't just, take a picture and throw it up on Discord and ask over there. But yeah, like I said, I've got lots of options, trying to figure out what I want to work on next. Let me swing over and ask some folks. Let's see, over here. Ask some folks in Discord. What? What should I paint next? Helbrecht, Grimaldus, can't talk or can't type right now. See, Brutalis. Just Dreadnought. Sword. Sword Brothers. Emperor's Champion. See, trying to figure this out. Emperor's Champion. I don't remember what I have. Helbrecht, Grimaldus, Brutalis, Sword Brothers, Emperor's Champion. Hey, how's it going? Doing all right. Trying to figure out what I should start painting next. Sorry, I don't know exactly how to say your name. Olu was an expert. Like I said, sorry. Not entirely sure how to say that. But yeah, trying to figure out what I should start painting next or working on next. Sorry, I'm at my computer typing. So Olu? Alright, Olu is easy, if that's correct. So I sent a message to some friends in Discord asking like what I should paint next. I've been streaming on Twitch off and on for a couple of years. I'm kind of everywhere right now. I'm on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Currently multi-streaming right now, but Discord username same as everything else. Dune_Gunner. But and thank you for the likes on TikTok. Sorry, trying to talk to people all over the place at the same time because I'm live on multiple platforms. But yeah, I've got various different minis to work on. I've got some intercessors that are parts of them are primed to paint. I just finished up my initiates from the combat patrol. Yeah, and Olu, I mean, I appreciate the offer, but I just do this as a hobby. Basically all I need to apply for affiliate is a couple more regular viewers, and it'll happen when it happens. So I mean, I'm certainly not naive enough to pay for somebody to try and teach me how to stream on Twitch. Like I said, I've been doing it off and on for a couple of years. I just do this as a hobby, and share whatever other hobbies I'm doing at the time. I mean, like I said, it'll happen when it happens. I don't, like I said, I don't need somebody to do it for me. If I don't succeed on my own, then it wasn't meant to happen. I appreciate the offer, but usually something like this ends up in you saying, "Oh, okay, well, it'll cost you this much for me to get you this many viewers," and I'm just not interested. It's just like if you read my channel rules on Twitch, no self-promotion, and that's basically what you're doing right now. So I'm not interested in somebody else advertising on my channel. But I mean, if you want to come by and watch and be a follower, be a viewer, and engage and have a conversation, that's one thing. Trying to sell a service, not interested. Nah, I'm good. I've got, my face is my brand, and my little clips and stuff that I put up on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I mean, that's my promotion. So, I don't need any other branding than that. Yeah. So, like I said, if you're trying to sell something, I'm not gonna buy. All right. No. All right. Thanks for stopping by the stream, but I'm not gonna sit here and say no to you over and over again. You know, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the messages, but I'm not gonna have you keep just spamming my chat for something I'm not interested in. That's always frustrating. You get somebody on watching you on Twitch while you're trying to go live. You're trying to engage with a community. You're trying to gain viewers, and they're like, "Let me sell you something. Let me sell you something. Let me sell you something." Not interested. Over and over again. All I'm trying to do is come on here, meet with people, say, "Hey, look, I've got this, pile of gray plastic that I need to put together. I just can't figure out what I want to paint next. Do you want to give me an idea?" I've got, High Marshal Helbrecht, I've got an Emperor's Champion, I got Sword Brothers, I got a Brutalis Dreadnought, Chaplain Grimaldus. That's the feedback I want. If you want to engage with me in that way, I appreciate it. Help me out. But no, I want to sell you viewers. I'm not interested in buying viewers. It's so obnoxious. Some of the people that come into your streams trying to sell you something. And it's frustrating. I feel bad for kids that are trying to do this, like younger people, 18, 20-year-olds. Be like, yeah, I'm trying to grow a brand on streaming, and and I'm young and naive and don't know what I'm doing. And some person says, "Oh yeah, I can get you all this cool stuff and you'll be so big and great, and it'll only cost you like $50 a month, and we'll start getting you that $50 a month in no time." It's like, no, dude. Anyway, eventually, hopefully, I'll get someone actually interested in the content of the channel to come in. Big Six on Twitch, how's it going? Hopefully you're not the guy I just banned from my Twitch chat for promotion stuff. Anyway, let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. All right, so I just finished my Crusader squad for my Black Templars, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what model should I start working on next? As you can see right now, I've got Emperor's Champion, High Marshal Helbrecht, I've got Sword Brothers, I've got a Brutalis Dreadnought, I've got Grimaldus. Just trying to figure out what I should paint next, or should I just go ahead and keep working my way through the combat patrol, because I've got some intercessors that are ready to paint, or ready to start painting. But I mean, I guess if I don't get some viewer feedback, Although I did get one vote for the Dreadnought on Discord. Hold on a second. I need to scoot over here a moment. Can't type. Anyway, yeah, it's like trying to figure out what I should be doing and like asking some folks in a Discord chat. Like, what should I do? What should I do? Let's see here. Hold on a second. How do I get the stream settings? No. Stream URL, copy. Paste. I don't know how to do the links. TV slash trying to explain to people I don't know how to do links in Discord. I'm old. I don't do technology very well. Anyway, let me get my chat and everything pop back up here so I can see what I'm actually doing everywhere. But yeah. Reaver, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Following on Twitch. Like I said, I'm trying to decide what to paint. See, I got all this fancy plastic right here and just don't know what to do. I mean, you got, you know, High Marshal Helbrecht here. He looks pretty cool. Got the Emperor's Champion. Got a unit of Sword Brothers. The Dreadnought that you said you would go for, and Grimaldus. I mean, all of them look cool. I just don't know what to paint. And then I have my intercessors from my combat patrol that I need to get painted. Yeah. Like, the mini sculpts for the Black Templars are just so cool, which is why I was like, yeah, I'm going to do those. And then, I'm sorry, for a Dreadnought, Brutalis all day long. That thing is awesome looking. I just don't know what I should work on. So I'm like, trying to ask TikTok, trying to ask Twitch, YouTube. And so far, you're the only one who's responded. Be like, oh yeah, Dreadnought. But I've heard that they're not that easy to put together. But I'm up for the challenge. And I kept telling myself, just finish the combat patrol, and then you can paint the Dreadnought. Finish the combat patrol Dreadnought. Oh no, he's Black Templars. No, it's gonna be black with the Maltese cross and the talons, all the good stuff. No, he has to fit in with the rest of my guys. You know, he has to be like all matchy-matchy with his little buddy here. which I do need to get outside and varnish the guys that I just finished in my what are those things called? Not initiates, neophytes. My neophytes need clear coated so I can get my little tufts of grass on the base. Oh, as I whack my microphone. Like these little things. You know, I don't want those full of spray paint, so I have to clear coat them before I put those on. Otherwise they get clumpy and nasty looking. But sure, why not? Let's tear into this dreadnought so he can tear into some heretics. I've had this box open before because I'm a giant nerd and couldn't resist opening it. Come on. Open. What's that? Just random piece of paper. Doing all right. Been indecisive on what mini I want to paint next. And Reaver here has helped me out and said, go ahead and do the dreadnought. Because I finally finished my I haven't finished my combat patrol. I finally finished my Crusader squad. Of course, I built one of the minis wrong, so I don't have a sword brother for my Crusader squad. Let's see here. All these decals that I'm not gonna use. That is a cool mini. I keep trying to convince my wife, you know, to start building her own army. And I bought her Adeptus Sororitas, the Immolator tank, because it's a cool mini. I don't know. I can't ever remember what the pipe organ tank is, but I've shown her that one a few times and tried to convince her, yeah, you should do that one too. But Exorcist tank, yes. I'm sorry, the Exorcist tank and the Immolator tanks are just, you know, top tier cool minis, especially for sisters. Okie dokie. So I know I'm doing yeah, it's just I'm kind of curious how to, you know, how I would go about painting that. Do you just like do the frames in black and then like a bright white underneath and use like contrast paints to, you know, so they look kind of like glass? I don't know. I don't know how I'd do that. Contrast on varnish. Okay. Yeah, it's like, that's something I hadn't looked into yet. Oh, okay. So, like on the Immolator tank, it's all solid plastic, isn't it? Do you have to like cut the plastic on the stained glass window? Like, do you have to cut out the metal pieces to fill that in with something? Oh, Okay, I'm like, so I haven't looked at the mini, so like that's her mini. Like my minis, I will get the box, I'll open it up, I'll like look at all the little sprue bits and bobs, and then stick it back in the box until I'm ready to paint it. I don't know why. That's just how I am. Like, the only ones I haven't done that with are the Sword Brothers and Hellbrecht, because my wife just got Hellbrecht for me. I did get a Discord. I did get my Discord set up. There should be a link. There should be a permanent link on my Twitch page, like on the About You or whatever on Twitch. There should be a permanent link set up. Of course, I haven't had anybody try to test it out yet, so I don't know how well it works. Oh. I mean, my notifications go off for when I'm streaming on Discord. Yeah, there should be a... there we go. Welcome in. Yeah, there should be a channel and minis and art for work in progress minis and finished minis, which I need to get pictures in there because I just finished my Crusader squad. Slacking off. No, I am ready for a photo dump. Believe me, I'm appreciative to have, you know, more content than just my own in there, but you know, it's like I haven't really pushed the Discord too much because unfortunately I got like super busy at work because we're fixing to move into a new warehouse. So like everything is a mess right now, and I haven't been streaming as much as I like, so if you haven't seen me on, that's why. Yeah, it's just work has been hectic, and I've also, let me check TikTok because that's where coworkers follow me, because I'm trying not to advertise it too much, but the position for my direct supervisor has opened up and I have applied for it. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Where is my stuff? There we go. Can't see what's going on all the platforms that I'm on right now. Anyway, so I've been waiting to hear back on that. So I may be moving into a different position, which means I'd have to be at work earlier in the morning, but on top of that, also get off earlier in the day. So I might have some more time in the evenings and might actually get some sleep for once. That'd be nice. Okay. You know, let's start doing what we're supposed to do. Okay. But I will take a look at this real quick. Finished minis. Oh, yes. Imperial Knights. I don't know. Well, can't really bring it up on stream. I'll bring this over so I can get a better look at it. It's all awkward having two desks. I need to add some stuff on my streaming. So I can show like other people's pictures in Discord. Yeah, that Imperial Knight looks great, man. those are looking really good. Trying to make sure I don't accidentally click the wrong button and close Discord. Yeah, sisters just have a bunch of cool models. I've thought about you know, like going ahead and painting the emulator and doing some what are they called, like some Sisters Repentia, and like having them as an attachment onto my Templar army, because I know there's some wishy-washy back and forth as to whether or not the sisters would actually associate with the Templars, but there's been a few instances where that's happened. But I mean, both factions, you know, think the Emperor is a god, worship him, follow him, you know, completely. So, you know, I think it would be a good mix. Okay, according to this, I need this piece. Yeah, I agree. Like the Templars are definitely not Codex compliant, but at the same time, the sisters don't necessarily like Space Marines because they're technically not human. Human, but not human. Like, I've heard some lore about that. But the sisters did fight alongside Grimaldus at Hell's Reach. Which I wish I could find a copy of that book so I could actually read it, instead of... Not saying that the YouTube film wasn't incredibly well done. I'd just like to read the book. Okay. And piece number 6 here. Snip, snip, snip. Really? You're not going to come out of there even though I cut you out of there? Oh, the joys of assembling a mini. Need my glue. So I suppose I can move my pallet out of the way, since I don't currently need it. And let me put on my nerd vision so I can see tiny parts up close. So I can clean up these mold lines and where stuff was connected to the sprue. And sometimes they put those connections in weird spots that annoy me. Like, very seriously annoy me. It's like, why would you do that there? Like how all of the backpacks are attached at that bottom point. That is so annoying. Because you never get like a clean cut on those. Trying to get the backpacks off the sprues. It's like some of the stuff I know is going to be covered up, but still want it looking as clean as possible. This is why painting minis takes so long, because because like, okay, I cut it off the sprue and I got to clean up all these little attachment points before I can glue it together. But if you don't do it, you end up with pieces that don't line up or don't fit together right, or spots that make weird lines in your paint, like if you don't get the mold lines off the helmets. That's always frustrating. But that's why it takes me so long to get a mini painted. Like I started these guys I think in October and I've got an impulsor tank done and a Crusader squad, because I'm just that particular when it comes to painting my minis. But I'm glad the Discord link works. Hopefully it continues to work, because I set it up. It should be a permanent link and anybody should be able to click it and hop in the Discord. And eventually, as I get some more stuff done, might and meet more people who do mini streaming, maybe do some collaborations, go live with friends, chit chat about nerdy stuff. I just know this thing's gonna be like a nightmare to paint. But it's one of the models that I've always thought were like super cool. Like even when I was playing Necrons back in 5th edition, somebody bring out a Dreadnought, I was like, yeah, those things are cool. Yeah, airbrushes are also expensive to get a good one. So it's on the wish list for one of these days. Because I've looked, and of course with Joann's closing down, the fabric store, I thought maybe, just maybe, they'd put them on like a deep discount. No such luck, unfortunately. So eventually I hope to get an airbrush, because like there's some like really neat glow effects that if you don't have an airbrush you just can't replicate the same way just trying to paint them, which is probably big areas and glow effects are probably the main two reasons why I would get an airbrush. Okay. Let's see here. these go here. And then the open side. Oh yeah, no problem. That's going to be super easy. Ah, okay, I see. I see. That makes more sense. Sorry, just trying to figure out like how these are supposed to attach to each other. Okay. So we will get our seam here coated very well with our plastic glue. And just for good measure, get that chemical reaction started over here as well. And very carefully squish them together and hold. Suppose I should probably put something in the corner so people can actually see what I'm doing, currently working on. To be helpful. So let's see here. I have too much junk on my desk. Yeah, that doesn't work very well. Anyway, I'm putting together a Brutalis Dreadnought for anybody else that's hopping in. Got little plastic flakes all over the place from cleaning up sprue lines. Okay. And let's get some glue in these sections. Make sure those lined up correctly. And hold it momentarily. All right, now I need to find 17, 18, 14, and 13. Are they on this one? 17? Okay, here's 17. And 18. I'm doing this trying to make sure that I keep opposing pieces separate. But I will keep it simple and just get these two glued together first and then find the other ones. up our mold lines. Even though I'm sure most of these will be covered up. You just don't want those like little teeny tiny pieces of plastic pushing something sideways. Or having a line somewhere that shows up in the paint. That's also very annoying. Of course, I guess the other big question is, how much of this guy do I put together before trying to start painting him? Because I like to do, lots of little details and whatnot, even though I know a lot of them will end up being, covered up by other body parts or body panels or whatever. Like this guy would be body panels. But it's like with these intercessors, they all have like auto bolt rifles that I'm going to put on them, and those all cover the chest seal, so that's why none of them have arms. Of course, I paint all the heads of my minis separately, so that's another little thing that I'm just particular about, to be able to paint everything. But I'm pretty sure on this I'll get the arms put together but not attached. I'll get the main chest piece put together, but won't attach the flaps that open and close over the sarcophagus. Just little things like that. The arms put together but not put on. The legs will be freestanding on their own, so I can paint all the little details on it. I don't know why I'm so particular about it. I just am. Okay, so it's this piece. Glue to this piece. Somehow. And then okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. So make sure I got a little blob of glue in there. Those are supposed to go there. So we'll glue on the tops of these. I know the picture shows only half the the thingy, but apparently that's how that's supposed to go. And just for good measure, a little line right there to help it melt together a little bit. All right, 13 and 14, because we have to do that on the other side now. Where are piece 13 and 14? The joy of following Games Workshop's instructions. Okay. 13 is here. And looking for 14. Small U-shaped piece of plastic. It's on here somewhere. I'm just blind and can't see it. Nope, that's 41, not 14. Oh, there it is. Sitting there like, where's the stupid piece at? Can't just make stuff easy to find, can you? Can't put stuff on the sprue in order. Just random piece here, random piece there. I understand why it's like that. That's how you get all of them to fit. Oh my goodness. TikTok is mad at me. Need to verify that I'm still here, even though I'm talking and moving on camera the whole time. Thank you for being annoying, TikTok. But that's what happens when you multi-stream. Alright, Reaver. We'll see you back after a bit. I need to get some sharper nippers, because I get these little craters in here. Sometimes it just pinches the plastic wrong when it cuts it. But try and get these sprue lines cleaned up. And for folks joining on TikTok, we were working on a Brutalis Dreadnought. Suppose I should keep the chunk of plastic in the middle of the screen where everybody can see it. We're just cleaning up mold lines as we cut pieces off the sprues. Otherwise you get weird funky lines in your paint. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get that set up for the next stream. Like I said, I didn't know what I was going to be working on tonight. You know, caught in indecisive mode. Let me see here. And of course I can't do that on TikTok. Let me see. Open that. Got stuff everywhere. Let's see if I can do this real quick. BRUTA. Doing stuff on the fly. Okay. Save image. Save it on the desktop. Save. Bring YouTube back. Bring up OBS. Add a source. Let's see here. Image. Create new. DREAD, dread. Click OK. Image file. Browse. Desktop. Brutalis Dreadnought. Open. Okay. There we go. Brutalis Dreadnought. That is what we're working on. Move it over here. Under my camera. That's what we're working on. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Where'd my chat go? Just making changes to the stream on the fly. Of course, you can't see that on TikTok, but if you're on Twitch, there's now an image of a dreadnought under my camera, so that is what we're working on right now. For anybody that's wondering. I'll bet there's a way to... See, is there a way to add it on TikTok? Let me see. Scenes. Image. Settings. Hi, honey.
What are you changing?
I am changing the image. Apply. Okay, image. Bring it forward. Bring it forward. Drop it there. Hi, Nezuko. Let's see. Trying to do this on multiple platforms. Settings. Apply. Image. Bring forward. Bring forward. Nope. That's not what I want. I want the image. Ah! Image. Come on. Well, let me move it.
I don't know, but is this video... Is that Discord right there?
Huh?
Is that Discord?
That's Discord. That's Twitch.
Or Twitch?
This is TikTok.
Oh. Well...
There.
Hi to Vi. She's listening to you. That's Kelly and Kyle's.
Oh, hello, Violet.
Oh, God. I was going to have Nezuko tell her hi, but she's not barking. Can you say hi? Can you say hi to Vi?
There we go. Okay. Now TikTok can see what I'm working on. Okay. Just randomly adding stream elements on the fly as I go. trying to figure this stuff out. So now there's no mystery as to what I'm working on. So I'm not completely inept at streaming. There's things that I haven't done before that I probably should learn how to do. And of course, doing it that way, I'm glad she enjoyed that. So, a little caught off guard. Annie came down, or I guess Ashley, as you know her. Ashley is her business name. So if you hear me talking about Annie, same person. Okay. I always forget, she goes by Ashley at work, so I'll be like talking about Annie and in like a mixed setting, and like everybody's looking at me like, who are you talking about? Like her sitting right next to you?
Annie is my secret name.
Not anymore. You have been outed on stream live before the world.
I can't believe you would sell me out like that.
Mm-hmm. You agreed to marry me. That's part of the deal. And the internet is forever. Yeah, and all this stuff gets saved on YouTube automatically. So it's there. Okay. Blabba-glue. And, of course, me being inept trying to glue stuff together. And apparently here's the cat now. The cat is Sindel. We've had Ashley, Annie, Sindel, Nezuko has been on here. Bruce just jumped on the couch.
Yeah, I can't lift Bruce. That's a lot.
Oh, you don't want to try and lift up Bruce? The 90-pound German Shepherd? Okay, since now I know where this attaches to, let's go ahead and blob the glue on there.
What if I stand him up? Oh, I can't.
Now, so let's not injure the dog, please. I heard that disapproving grunt. The Bruce is not amused. Like, lost my distractions. Oh, someone found her squeaky toy. Bruce, can you not slam my desk?
Okay, let's go upstairs and play ball. Come on.
Okay. That one should be easy to find. It is a big piece. Number 10. This is going to be so much fun when I finally get to painting it. I mean, I know I should, do the intercessors, but it's like, I just got done painting 10 Space Marines. I want to do something cool. And what is cooler than a Brutalis Dreadnought? Okay. Keep covering up my instructions so I can't see what else I'm looking for. 12 and 16. I know I have seen them. I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, I'll have to do a little bit of cleanup on this one before I glue it on. I'll say I should be able to, just glue these together and clean it up as a large piece. Hey, Serifim, how's it going? Okie dokie. Let's see here. Just cleaning up sprue connections and whatnot. Okay. And then carefully put some glue on here. So the bits and pieces that you can see, you got to be extra careful with the plastic glue to not get crazy with it. Yeah, I have that hankering from time to time myself. It's like I need to get these guys done because I want to get to the point where I've got an army painted, or a new army painted. I do have an army painted. I have my 5th edition Necrons. I want to have a new army painted to put on the tabletop. And I know I've seen it. Yeah, I always feel a little bit awkward bringing out my Necrons now because they are from 5th edition. So it's like the old models, and so you bring out your Necron warriors and your Locust destroyers and whatnot. And they've got the green glow rods on them. What weapon are they adding? Please tell me it's the axe. I haven't paid attention. Should be the axe from the secret level short. That would be cool. The model exists. Import it into the game. I need it now. And let vanguards use power swords. That's my biggest complaint. Although Focus Entertainment did have a good April Fool's Day post. It's like, now you can play as the chaplain. Like, oh yeah, like everybody wants to, hop onto Space Marine 2 as Leandros. Like, no, thank you. But it was a good job. I mean, I wish they'd add a chaplain because the armor's cool. Like, come on. Just don't make me be Leandros. Which is what they were implying in the April Fool's post. Like, let me play as a chaplain and beat the crap out of Tyranids with my Crozius. That's all I want. Cool armor and whacking bugs with a big stick. Get on there. Something dinged somewhere. Yeah, the Wolfen armor looks pretty cool. I'm such a mess sometimes. I'm looking for where the ding came from. It's my chat notification. I'm an idiot. See, that's what I get for not streaming on a regular schedule. I'm trying, though. Yeah. 100% I forget, what I have my notifications set up to. So I hear this ding noise. I'm like, what was that? Was it Discord? Was it YouTube? Was somebody on YouTube watching me? Where did it come from? Oh, no, it's my chatty notification for Twitch. Although it is frustrating, on TikTok, I miss messages all the time because I'm looking down at what I'm working on, and I'm usually wearing these glasses to magnify what I'm looking at because I'm old and can't see. And somebody will send a message, I won't respond, and then they get mad and leave. So I try and pay attention to my messages, but, I've got them coming from 18 different directions sometimes. Oh, mold lines, you're the bane of my existence. And hopefully, in time, we will get a good Space Marine show on Amazon. Hopefully that deal produces something worthwhile. Wow, that is a deep mold line right there. Oh, I hope so. The number one fan resource that you can tap for that series. Just let him do what he wants to do. Don't block him like what is reported to have happened on the Witcher set. I mean, there's no telling one way or another what actually happened there, but because of, there's NDAs in place. They can't talk about it. But there's a lot of speculation that the people working on the show didn't care about the books or the game, and that's not the way you produce a show. Sorry. Pay attention to source material, please. I mean, you don't have to follow it exactly, but get close. That's all fans ask. That is insane how deep those mold lines are. But that's why we have all of our little fancy tools to take care of them. Yeah, they need to get in touch with the people that did the secret level episode, and the folks that are working on the Astard that did the original Astartes and working on the Astartes 2. Make sure they're all on the same page, collaborating, understanding what's expected, and then just knock it out of the park. That's all we want. It's just super frustrating that, various groups of nerds in their basements with their computers and animation software and stuff like that have made better Star Wars than what Disney's been able to produce lately. Not saying all of it's bad, but it's just what fans have done has been better. There's some TIE Fighter anime thing that somebody did a few years ago is amazing. There's some Clone Wars thing that's a fan film that I think came out recently or is coming out soon. I don't remember. Just looks like it was done so well. Call those guys. Get them on board. Okay. Then it says to glue in the notches. Yeah, so much disappointment can be avoided if you just, listen to the fans. Come on. Get in there. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, exactly. Perfect example. Yeah, when people saw... oh, ugh. the first pictures of Sonic, the first images of Sonic that came out were like, you guys want to rethink this a little bit? And thankfully they did. Sonic looked a little horrifying. No glue. I was about to ask, which one do I use? I'm like, nope, I know what I'm doing. Putting the flamers on him. Or the meltas. Meltas all day long. Brutalis Dreadnought does not need range. It wants to get up close and personal with you. So they'll just press fit in there? I don't believe you. I think these things are going to fall off all the time. I am skeptical. Maybe. That's a pretty snug fit. But over time, eventually that thing's gonna fall out of there. At some point, I will have to glue them in place. $28.27. And especially since this is going to be a Black Templar Brutalis Dreadnought. You gotta have the Meltas. Was that 27? Where's 28? 28. They're at my base. You stay over there. See, why do they do that? Like every other piece. 26, 27, 25. But we're going to put 28 over here. Okay, very carefully along the edges, we'll apply our glue. Why is my watch buzzing? Because folks in another Discord are messaging. I follow entirely too many Discord channels. That one little spot of glue is supposed to hold that together. Interesting. Okay. See, this is what I mean. Like, I can't glue those together yet because you have to paint them separately. Because if you glue them together, you can't get to the little details back there. Oh, that's just me being particular. I know it's me. That's just how it is. And see, that's the problem. Like, as I'm putting the mini together and deciding what needs to be painted separately, it's like, okay, now I have this random piece over here that I have to make sure that I don't lose for when I get the mini painted. Trying to focus and not, gouge the crud out of the mini. And when I focus, I get super quiet because I'm so intent on what I'm doing. Which is why, one of the reasons why I like doing minis on stream more than playing games, because I had to, like, just the way my brain works, I have to focus so much on the video game that I forget to talk. But with this, it's a lot easier to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm, just, shaving little bits and pieces of plastic off of this Melta all over my desk. That'll vacuum up eventually. Although I will say, a little disappointed in you, TikTok. You're not doing anything for me right now. But Twitch, on the other hand, thank you all for coming and viewing. And I'm 100% certain, like, nobody's watching on YouTube. Because nobody ever does. But that's how it is. It's fine. Okay. Now, YouTube's an interesting platform. Like, all of my streams or longer videos that I do, nobody watches. Which is fine. Just it's just there for a record if I ever need to free up hard drive space. But according to OBS, I still have 70 hours and 14 minutes before I fill my hard drive, so I think I'm good. But shorts, like YouTube shorts, within a couple of hours, I'll have like 300 views on a short, which is just, a copy paste from TikTok, basically. Or it's what I uploaded to TikTok. I just also upload as a YouTube short. And then TikTok eventually I'll get quite a few views on a video. But I am by no means a professional streamer getting thousands of views. That's just not gonna happen. But if I can get my average viewer count up on Twitch, I'm like right on the edge of being able to do the affiliate program. Although, even saying that, basically it's just I need more average viewers. I guess that'll stay somewhat. I lied. I lost it. No, I didn't. There it is. Yeah, so I've got all the minimum amount of followers I need. I think I'm up to like 56 followers or something on Twitch. But you have to have like 3 average viewers for the amount of streaming that you do. Thank you for the follow, Seraphim. I appreciate it. Bonus followers are always nice. But yeah, it's like you have to have 3 average viewers while you're streaming to apply for the affiliate program, which we're doing good tonight. We've got 5 viewers. Not that I look over at that all the time. Like some people are obsessed with their view count. It's like, it is what it is. I'm a small-time streamer. I do this as a hobby. I turn my camera on and ramble away and lose my train of thought constantly. But isn't that what all streamers do? I think I'm fitting in right. I'm doing it right. But it's just, some stuff just doesn't get views. Yeah, my train of thought is typically powered by a hamster, and I think he fell off about 30 minutes ago. The wheel's sort of spinning, but he probably went to go get popcorn or something. He'll be back. Okay. That one. See, and then of course my train of thought just randomly jumps somewhere else. It's like I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is like a big puzzle. My wife loves doing puzzles, but I can't get her to do minis because once once you're done putting the puzzle together, you don't have to paint your own picture on the puzzle. But when you paint your own puzzle, it looks really cool. What is that? I don't know. See, my hamster just fell off its wheel again. It's like I'm looking for the other part of the gun. There's only 2 parts to the gun, and they're both sitting on my desk. I already found them. I already cut them out. They're right there. Eh. Oh yeah, and like especially with like doing minis and space marines and stuff. Oh, here, one moment. Speaking of choosing your own color palette, it's like there's a game shop up in Kansas City that had a take home painting contest that both my I entered in it and asked my wife if she wanted to do it too. So she will paint minis. We do know this, but it's like this is the mini that I painted. It's a little owl bear. Everybody painted the same mini, and the theme for the mini was pastels. So this is my interpretation of a pastel owl bear, and this is my wife's interpretation of a pastel owl bear. It's like I went for the more natural looking one. She went extra cutesy on it. And I mean, she did an amazing job. She got 3rd place for the beginner contest. I entered at the intermediate level. Did not place. I'm not bitter about it. But no, we both had a lot of fun painting those up. But yeah, with stuff like Space Marines, you have so many different random chapters that are canon in game. Like if you like yellow Imperial Fists, if you like black, you've got Black Templars, Raven Guard. If you like green, Dark Angels, or Salamanders. Definitely Salamanders do the green thing. Or you can pick your own color palette and go with it. I have seen, I don't know how many Hello Kitty Space Marines on TikTok, or Pokemon inspired Tyranids. It's just all part of the fun and making them your own. I was about to say there's no wrong way to paint a mini, but there is. Spray painting it with primer and leaving it that way. That is the wrong way to paint a mini. That's the only wrong way. Yeah, I understand it takes a while to get minis painted. We all go through it. But You know, it doesn't take that much effort to smear some color on them. You don't have to be precise. Just get some paint on them other than primer, please. I mean, 9 times out of 10, people aren't gonna complain about how you painted your minis. I mean, yes, you're gonna have some of those. Well, actually, people. It's like, you didn't buy my minis, you didn't paint them, so I don't care what your opinion is. I did what made me happy. Ah, sprue connections. So obnoxious. I also have to be like super careful that you don't excessively gouge the plastic. I know some people like use like super fine sanding files or sanding toothpicks or whatever the heck they are. I've just always, used the edge of an X-Acto knife. It gets the job done. And if you do leave a couple extra scratches in it, it looks like battle damage. Makes it look a little worn, used. I'm sure there's people out there that like see my Templars and they're like, "Oh, he's too clean. You need to like grunge him up a little bit." I'm like, "No, I like him like that. Too pristine." Like, seriously? Like of any chapter, like other than the space blueberries, you would think like the mentality of the Black Templars is, we're devoted to our craft, so we're gonna make sure all of our gear is in, immaculate order. So they're gonna clean their armor. Someone lost her ball under the edge of that cabinet.
I got it. Come on.
Sorry, I didn't want the puppy knocking stuff over. Although, of the 2 shelves, that one I'm less concerned about. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Because all that's on that one, well, I mean, of course it has my Marine Corps decorative plate on there. Because many moons ago, I served in the Marines. But I went to the first Civ Div at Camp Couch Potato a long time ago. So, but yes, once upon a time I was an active duty Marine. Gotten all expenses paid vacation to a sandbox for 6 months. Well, eventually these guys will be active duty. Yes, the sand never ends. The words of Anakin. I hate it. It gets everywhere. Anyway. Oh, that is gonna bug my OCD when I eventually glue those together. Yeah, I have not heard encouraging tales of assembling a dreadnought. Like, let's see here. Keep running back and grabbing other stuff. See, my impulsor was a little more complex than I had expected, but I managed to get it done. But there's a lot more going on with that dreadnought. Especially when you lose your instructions every 5 minutes because you set your sprues on top of it. Okay. So now we need the top of the sarcophagus. Although this is such a cool mini. The Dreadnought is such a cool mini. It's so exciting. So I'm having a blast doing this. So greatly appreciate Reaver putting in his 2 cents saying, oh yeah, you should do the Dreadnought. I don't know how long this has been sitting on my shelf waiting for me to get to it. But it's happening now. Although, what time are we getting to? 9:30? Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and work on this another time. And I'm not done yet. I'm still going. Still got a little while to go. But I also got started late, so maybe I can go a little long tonight. Even though I will be exhausted at work tomorrow. I am an overgrown child. I have no self-control. I always get nervous painting like these, or not painting, gluing these things together using the plastic glue. Because it's like you don't want to get it anywhere other than exactly where you want these things to glue together, because it melts the plastic. There we go. Starting to get there. Yeah, I try and get a little bit to come out, but you know, just don't want to go crazy with it. Yes, exactly. See, I'm sorry, that is so cool. That's such a cool mini. Told you I am a child when it comes to this. Okay. Four and 5. That should be very obvious. There they are. Hate it when it's like this huge sprue connection. Like almost always leaves a divot in the plastic when you clip it. It's fine. It'll be fine. And always make sure you're snipping in the direction that the thing is molded into the sprue. Because these little sprue connections like are triangular. So I always try and go from the narrow end to the wide end so it matches the nippers. It seems to cut a little bit cleaner when you do it that way. See, another part that I know is going to be covered up by other stuff, but I'll make sure it's as flat as possible. So I think all this is going to be covered up by other stuff. There's so many pieces. Where is my flat file? In the drawer, because I didn't put it back in its sleeve where it belongs. There we go. Yeah, sometimes they'll file gets you into a much better situation to do the X-Acto knife to smooth it out. There we go. Alrighty. Kind of test fit things a couple of times. See if there's like some little spot I need to do an extra little bit of cleanup on. Oh. That's what holds it all together. Darn it! See, that's what's frustrating, because it's like if I glue this on, I won't be able to take this piece back off to clean it up, because that's what holds this little turret piece in place. Okay, well, I guess I won't glue that piece on. Another reason why you test fit stuff together. Do I really have to see? Is where I'm going to sit here and second guess myself, because if I glue the guns into the turret piece, I'll be able to twist it up and down. But I won't be able to paint the whole gun. See, this is why I get so frustrated when I do these things. It's like, but if I put it together like this, then I won't be able to do that, and then it won't look right. And I know it doesn't matter. But because I know how I am, I'm not going to glue those on yet. I'm going to paint them first and not lose my guns. Anyway. Okay, now I have to find the headlight piece. Number 8. It's none of those. I know I shouldn't be so picky about painting a model, but I am. It's not that serious. But like that impulsor, I, kind of press fit it together, took it apart, press fit it together, took it apart so many times over the course of building it and painting it. Just because I know how I wanted it to look when it was done. And of course, that's the other thing too. It's like I know, like, once I get this done, and make my round through Helbrecht and Grimaldus and the Sword Brothers that I have, the Emperor's Champion, I'm basically gonna have to start all over with another combat patrol, because I want to run the 20-man Grimaldus blob, Crusader Squad blob. I'm gonna need a second unit of Sword Brothers. I need a second Impulsor, unless I get a Land Raider Crusader, but that's way down the road. I have to do a lot of convincing for the wife to let me get one of those eventually. I'm gonna lose this stupid Melta. Got to put a piece of sticky tack on it. Okay. But this piece I know I can glue in, because that's fine. Glue. Glue. And glue. Sorry if I'm half blowing into the mic when I do that, but it's like I see like little bits of plastic. Okay, let's get his base of the chassis somewhere. Look at the number. It will tell you what number. Number 1. Giant piece staring me right in the face. Oh, I hate how that's attached. Number 1 complaint when it comes to minis is how they attach them to sprues. Okay. And these pieces I have to put together before I put it on the bottom. Of the thingy. Okay, there's plenty of little alignment dots. Okay. Clean those up a little bit. ginormous mold lines all around. Always fun. Yeah, okay. That should be enough cleanup on that piece. And then these next two pieces have to go together before I can put it on the bottom of there. That is going to take some force. Sorry, the melta fell off again. Wow, you're really going to have to squeeze that. I was not expecting that. Make sure I do not get any glue on those pieces when I put that on. I'll pop them off for now. Okay. Just gonna have my little pile of extra bits that I have to keep track of till this thing is painted. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. Trapdoor thingy. 36 and 33. There's 36. Slide this back over. Tilt it up so people can see what it is. Okay. Piece number 36. And 33 is going to be somewhere else. I know it. And this is one of those pieces you have to be super careful with when you glue it together. Because it's supposed to be able to move. Okay. Yep, getting there. I am curious. How much of that far does that open? Pretty far. I should be able to get that painted. Okay. So down through the top. Okay. This part is nerve-wracking. I'm not going any farther than that with the glue. I do not want to glue that hinge into one solid piece. Because that has to have the ability to open and close. Why? Because I said so. And that's what the instructions tell you to do. Okay, so how far does that open? I should be able to get a little bit of paint in there. Still very nerve-wracking when you have parts that are supposed to move. It's like, okay, you have to glue these together, but don't put so much glue on them that they don't move. Okay. And on the bottom here, I'm going to put the glue on the bottom of this instead of on the piece that's being glued on. Okay, here we go. Make sure we get a good squeeze that gets rid of the gaps. Yeah, cross your fingers. Exactly. Now the big part to cross your fingers on is, okay, will this piece still fit in here? Because that has to go back in there at a later time. But I can't put it on there yet because I won't be able to paint the guns if I put that on there. But I think we were successful. should be joined together. We're starting to get a somewhat of a dreadnought. Okay. Yeah, I've been waiting to paint this guy for a while. Ah, so cool. Such a nerd. Is that number 9? Yes, it is. Why? Why would you do that? See, this is what I'm talking about. Right here. Why do you need 2 connections on either side of this? Why, Games Workshop? Why do you do this to me? I mean, I could understand if they're a little bit farther apart to make sure the plastic flows into them properly. But, I mean, those are literally on top of each other. Games Workshop's just trying to give me anxiety. As my arm decides it wants to cramp up randomly. Oh, that's so wonderful. You gotta love it. Oh, come on, seriously? Quit. Drink more water. You won't get cramps. Make sure you've got good enough sodium intake. Now here's the interesting question. How many nerds can, easily assemble a dreadnought or other, super complex 40K mini, but has no idea how to put together IKEA furniture? Because I have seen some folks struggle with IKEA furniture. But I guarantee you put one of these in their hands, no problem. They'll get it together in no time. They're not bad. Like, some are more complex than others. Some of the more difficult ones that I've heard of is, of course, the dreadnought. I guess some folks have issues with land raiders because there are some gaps in them when you're putting them together, so some folks struggle with them. But I mean, if you are, basically mechanically inclined, you shouldn't have really any issues putting these things together. But I know assembling an IKEA bookcase is not nearly as satisfying as putting together a dreadnought. That I can guarantee. Yes, let's not run the risk of dropping glue on your expensive fancy model and melting it. That would be bad. Add some of these channels here just for extra measure. See, River, you're lucky. You live, right there where there is a Games Workshop store. So you can run down there and they will give you a free Space Marine or Stormcast Eternal, because the Games Workshop is right there, that you can practice putting together individual guys. Of course, those ones are kind of press fit. They're a little bit of cheating. They're to lure you in. They're significantly easier to put together. Like, this is one of the freebies. And like literally there's like insert tab A into slot B for the whole thing. So there is no glue on this guy holding him together. He just like sticks together. But gives you that false sense of confidence. Be like, yeah, I put together this, this one Space Marine. I can do anything now. And then you get something like this that has 800 individual pieces. I know it doesn't have that many, but then now I have to figure out, okay, how is this supposed to go together again? Okay, and then we have 29 and 31. Oh, it's not that bad. I know like a lot of people, like the first time they I'm nowhere near done. A lot of people, like, they get so intimidated by trying to put a mini together. Oh, that may happen. Yeah. I thought I guess I left the sink in hard. I like sink hard, like you drown. Yeah, this is very addictive very quickly, because prime example is like you start off with this little gray dude. When he's cool in his own right, but then you get him fully painted and it looks like that, and you're like, oh, I gotta do another one, and I gotta do another one. And now I have to do like a whole army. I have to have the entire army of these guys, and that's where you fall in. What am I looking for? 29 and 31. Big flat pieces. There they are. But it's so much fun. Like, especially like you you get that one that you paint super nice. You sit there and you like struggle on the first couple, and then you have that breakthrough where it's like, oh, this one looks perfect, and then it's all downhill from there. Or you go to cut something off the sprue and you like clip that last little piece, like you clip this and then the piece goes shooting across the room and you have no idea where it went, and you spend the next 4 hours looking for it. That's always a good time. Wink wink nudge nudge, you know what I mean? That is the ugliest sprue connection. Oh. Yes, dull gray. Oh, and I have the bonus of there's gray carpet in my office, so things have disappeared. Exactly. And if you get as ridiculous as I do, you spend more time, smoothing out little lines all over the place than you do putting the damn thing together and painting it. That's why this takes me so long. I'm just so meticulous about everything. Like, it has to be this way. Otherwise, I didn't do it right. Okay, which side is this one? Goes on this side. I know somebody in a comment section somewhere, like when I start doing progress pictures of this, in a comment like, oh, why are you like not gluing it all together? If you don't glue it all together, it ruins the paint. Well, if you don't use glue excessively all over the place, it doesn't get on your paint and mess it up. I've gotten those comments before. It's like, no, you have to glue it together. No, then I can't paint stuff. And rather than sit there and argue with people about it, I'll be like, oh, thanks for the engagement. Appreciate it. Yes, the internet, that magical place where everybody goes to watch cat videos and argue. Isn't civilization amazing? To make sure I'm gluing the proper surface. Yeah, there's some places like this, like right around the shoulder joint. I know it'll be blocked in and harder to paint accurately, but there's going to be a lot of shadow in there, so I'm not as concerned about it. But things like the gun, where like you can't even paint the rest of the gun, that stuff bothers me. So I won't put those together. Ah! I understand that. But I get to see my minis from closer than 5 feet. And I will judge myself for not painting something. And yes, I know. You are your own biggest critic. I understand that well. Alright. 30 and 32. I lost my clippers. No, I didn't. I put them under my instructions. This was which piece? 30. 30 goes on this side. Set up my mini accordingly. And of course, at the same time with streaming this, there's video evidence of what I did or didn't paint. So I could have random people come up to me and it's like, I know what you did. I know what you skipped. Even though no one will ever do that. Uh-huh. Yes, now everyone knows my wife's true name because it's on the internet. And everybody knows that I'm ridiculous when it comes to painting minis. Okay. Ugh! Definitely need a good bit of glue on that edge to make sure that looks like a solid piece. Now we're making some good progress. Okay, where's the other piece? There we go. Get a drink. All right, the timer starts now. I've already gone 15 minutes over when I was supposed to stop streaming. How long until my wife comes and gets me and tells me to go to bed? You have work tomorrow. I don't care. I'm having fun. Sitting here, chit-chatting with people, putting together one of the coolest minis I own. I'm gonna keep doing it. Probably not. Like, I have an agreement that Monday nights are, because it's, you know, I made a commitment to a group of people because that's when we played Dungeons and Dragons. So Monday nights I get for Dungeons and Dragons. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my hobby video gaming time, typically, and every other day of the week is reserved for the wife. Every once in a while, you know, I'll get a little bit of extra time because we just don't have anything going on or don't have anything planned. So I may randomly go live here and there, but typically it's just Tuesdays and Thursdays when I do my streaming and work on my minis. Although now my youngest is also insisting I teach him how to ride motorcycles, so now I have to squeeze that in on top. I have too many hobbies and they're all expensive. But going out and riding the motorcycles is good bonding time with the child. You should talk Vi into it. You should go ride motorcycles with your daughter. It's fun. Oh yeah. Hopefully it stays gone. We've had weird weather in the past, so yeah, how cool of a dad would you be if you learned to ride motorcycles and took her to school on a motorcycle? Okay. Now we have to make a decision. Because there's a flap that covers the sarcophagus. You have option A, or you have option B. So awkward, the different camera layouts I have to look at to make sure I'm on screen properly. But I'm pretty sure I already know which one I'm doing. It's gonna be this one, because the sarcophagus inside already has a scroll on it, So I don't need another scroll on top of that. So it's got kind of a little birdie thing with the skull and a laurel underneath it. And then the other one's just like a skull with like a crown thing over it. And like I said, because the sarcophagus already has a scroll on it, I don't need a second scroll, and I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay, how do you cut off of there? And the funny thing about this piece is it's another one that you don't glue, but at the same time it just kind of slides in and sits there, so you don't have to do anything special or worry about anything. So this is the easiest piece I'm going to put on this mini. Setting stuff off to the side instead of keeping it under the camera where it needs to be. See all the things that you have to worry about when you're streaming, doing a weird hobby like putting together 40K models? Yeah, I won't put those on until it's painted. Like these whole arm sections, like the shoulders, I'm not going to put on until those are all painted. But then, yeah, that opens up, closes down. That's cool. Such a dork. I love it. Anyway, what's next? A big gun to put on the top is next. Which again won't be attached until it's fully painted, blah blah blah. But we can still put it together. I don't think there's a second option on that one. See, sometimes I have to go back and look at, like, you have two different options on how you put this together. But no, that's the only option for this one. Is that gun up top. $112. Okay, let's just start cutting out the pieces we know we need. So, yeah, there it is. Why? Again, super thick sprue connections. Why do you do that? Okay, I need that one. And this one. Oh, you ridiculous thing. That is going to be a pain. Okay, so on Warhammer minis, on guns, like the end of the barrel is always solid plastic. Sorry for bumping my microphone. But when you're doing your mini, to make it look better, you always want to drill out the end of your barrel. And there's usually also a hole in the side. On this one, that is a very long section that you would have to drill all of that out. I think what I'm going to do is drill in a little bit to get the hole at the end of the barrel and just paint that. I think is the best option on that one. Once again, overkill ridiculous things that I think I have to do to have good looking minis. But that's what I do. I overthink things and overdo them all the time. Okay, there is a 114 somewhere, which is going to be a teeny tiny little piece. Nope, nope, nope. Here's the other gun. Let's see, we've made it to almost 10:30. Right there. This teeny tiny little thing. That is a part of this. And one of those things you have to be very careful you don't fling it across the room. So ridiculous. It's like you're telling me you couldn't keep those little sprue connections on either side of that and get that plastic to inject into the mold right there. You had to have this as a completely separate piece. Ridiculous. And also make sure you don't glue it on upside down, because that would be bad. Okay. All right. So much mold lines. The music intensifies. See, that's the problem with like the super thick sprue connections. Just puts that ugly little divot in there when you clip it off. I know there are products that you can get to fill that in. I just don't have any. So I just deal with it. You know, I'm not trying to win any painting competition like Golden Demon or whatever it's called. You know, super competitive painting competitions. I just want them to look nice. Okay, we've made it past 10:30. I've not gotten wife aggro yet. Unless she's standing behind me. Is she right behind me? But after I finish this gun, gun mount, I guess I should say, we'll be calling it a night. We've made some decent progress tonight. And I did spend probably the first 30 minutes of the stream trying to figure out what I wanted to do, so that wasted some time. But we have made some good progress on the actual mini tonight, so can't complain about that. Like I was saying earlier, there is a Discord link, permanent Discord link on my About page on Twitch. If you want to go ahead and join that Discord, I will post progress pictures there. Anyone in the server is more than welcome to post can't talk anymore. Progress pictures or finished models that they've done. You know, just so we have stuff to talk about on future streams. And if I need to take a break from painting for a little while, we can pull those pictures up and talk about how cool your minis look. I said I'll post my pictures up there as I'm working on stuff. Also, sends notifications when I post something to YouTube or when I go live on Twitch or add a TikTok. Stream bots, or I guess Discord bots, have gotten pretty useful for doing announcement type stuff. So definitely appreciate all that. And you know, if we ever get to the point where we're doing this on a regular basis, keeping the schedule the way I'd like to, you know, maybe one of these streams I'll go live and be able to say, hey, thanks for coming by and thanks for helping me get affiliate on Twitch. And I know I'm not there yet, but we're getting close. Just gotta get that average view count up, and you know, by having folks talk to each other in the chat and telling each other about the Discord and folks joining, I think that's probably the best way to grow, is get people talking, you know, outside of the platform. Okay, so these things are just magically supposed to stick together, apparently. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. But they don't go together very well. I think I'm going to disregard what the directions tell me to do and glue this together slightly differently. Because it says you're supposed to glue the guns together first and then glue this top piece on. But there's no alignment pins on the guns. Like, they're just mirror images of each other. So we're gonna do this instead. Glue this together first. As I realize I never finished cleaning this piece up. Meh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, now I've got that piece glued together properly. Now on this one, because I'd be super annoyed if I glued this together and the guns didn't line up properly. Like, they're both supposed to be pointing the same way. So here, I will add the glue. And then squeeze it all together. like so. Just little plastic chunks everywhere, plastic shavings all over the place. Building minis. Okay, so from a military standpoint, and maybe it's because it's supposed to look like it's going down inside of the chassis, it's like having magazine-fed automatic weapons doesn't work. So I'm assuming these are supposed to be like ammo belts. But if that's as big as your magazine was on a gun this size, you'd be out of ammo in like half a second. Pretty much. And I know that doesn't matter at all. It's fantasy. It's made up, make believe. It's like, I'm also that guy when you watch a movie and a grenade goes off. It's like, that's not how that works. Like, grenade, they pull the pin, they throw it, it blows up, there's this huge fireball. Have you ever seen a grenade go off? It's a loud bang and a puff of dirt. So disappointing. Okay. I completely... Oh, no, it's all part of this step. So I was like, oh, I completely skipped a step. But no, I didn't. It's part of this one. 111. 111. There it is. The instructions are lying to me. It says this piece is supposed to be number 111. On the sprue, it says 11. Book 111. 11. Which makes me wonder, is there a 111 on here somewhere? Because that would be super confusing. See, this is what happens when my ADD brain kicks in unnecessarily. Shouldn't be doing it. But now I'm going to sit here and look around a plastic sprue for piece 111. And it doesn't matter because I found the piece I needed. Just cut the piece out. Okay. We have our piece with the wrong number. Cleaning it up a little bit. Again, another piece that I won't glue together yet. Because you're supposed to glue these together at whatever angle you're going to want it at. And then I'm sure it tells you not to glue there. There you go. Then this sits on there like this, so you can turn the gun back and forth. But you are supposed to glue the gun on there. But like I said, that won't get glued together until it's painted. But there we go. Got most of the Dreadnought chassis done. And there are 2 pieces left in this step, so I have to finish this step. And after that, it's legs. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is such a cool mini. I'm such a dork. Love it. Hello, kitty. Cat's giving me the stink eye next to my chair. But getting these stack covers on will be a good place to quit. Oh, your Morven Vale? Cool. Can't wait to see that. Yet another reason to join the Discord. You can see what other viewers are working on. But yes, I will definitely check those out if you get them up there before the wife drags me away kicking and screaming. Okay. But I do have to say thank you, Reaver, for the, a good idea of doing the Brutalis Dreadnought tonight. Definitely a good project to work on. And also thank you for recommending, hey, Dum Dum, put a picture of what you're working on up on screen so people know what the heck you're doing. Yeah, I will definitely go take a look at those in a moment. That's probably something I'll try to add to the stream at some point. A good way to drag those pictures in so everybody can see what we've all been working on. But give me a moment. And I will finish cleaning these couple of pieces up. And I will take a look. I think the next stream will be of course, doing the legs, so we're going to be playing with, you know, how the legs are going to end up looking. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I can get in there with a brush. That'll be all right. Okay. So glue on this. I don't know why I just put glue in the middle on the top of that one, because that doesn't connect to anything. One more piece. No, do not get this glue on your fingers. It melts plastic. Pardon me. Nose is running for some reason, and I did again. Put glue in a spot that doesn't glue to anything. All right. And for giggles, before we finish this up for the evening, just to get the full look of what we've accomplished this evening, stupid thing. Okay. Close enough. That is the wrong side. Slapping everything together real quick. And there we have it. That thing is way too cool. Dreadnoughts are awesome. Just open that up there. Yeah. Yes, like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually my nerd out gaming and streaming time. Usually from about 7 to 10 p.m. And then if you want to watch a bunch of people, you know, roll dice and pretend we're in fantasy land, we do Dungeons and Dragons on Monday nights. Of course, there's the link to the Discord server, which I'm going to go take a look at real quick. Assuming I don't run over a cat. Drag this over to this screen so I can look at it. Let's see, make this a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, dude. That looks nice. Yeah, I will definitely get something worked out to wow, great job. to where I can show those on stream. I will definitely get that set up. Way too cool. But thank you for sharing. Those look great. Like everything that you posted tonight looks amazing. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to paint my minis that good. But yeah, definitely gonna keep working on the Discord. Really? Okay, my mouse is being stupid, apparently. Oh, no problem. I mean, I'm not just gonna say, oh yeah, it looks good, you did a great job, so I don't hurt your feelings, but man, those look awesome. I would be very proud if those were my minis. And on top of that, sisters are smaller than Space Marines, so those are even harder to paint. So, like, those look great. And you did an amazing job on Morven Vale. But at the same time, before I get the wife aggro, which of course she's watching me on TikTok now. Love you, honey. I think I need to call it a night. Thank you everybody for coming by and watching. Again, link to Discord on my Twitch page. Come on in, stop by, drop some pictures of what you're working on, or some models that you want to share that you finished. And we'll be back doing minis probably Tuesday night, but Monday nights are D&D, Tuesdays and Thursdays are hobbies and video games. So thanks everybody for stopping by, and we will definitely see you next time. I appreciate you coming in and chatting. And for TikTok,